It's no secret now that the state school system all across the Western world and throughout Europe is little more than a vessel to indoctrinate your children into the politically correct way of thinking. This has also involved the blatant sexualization of those children, because the people whom this education, quote unquote, is stemming from do not believe in things like childhood innocence and believe that children are sexual from not only birth, but even in the womb. Those who have stood against this increasing predation of our children have increasingly been called science deniers, transphobes, and all manner of other disgusting and inaccurate labels to unfairly discredit their arguments and smear them as things that they are not. Woe to those who call good evil and evil good. And that is why I felt compelled to sit down with the guest that you're about to hear me sit down with today.
It's dire. It's absolutely dire.
My guest today is the Associate Researcher of Public Child Protection Wales, Mrs. Catherine Watkins, a key figure in the fight against gender ideology, trans ideology, the sexualization of children, in particular through the state school system. How bad is it in Wales with regards to this, the legal system in the state?
It's dire. It's absolutely dire. And until you've kind of, you hear the stories and you hear what people say, but until you're actually in there, it's hard to sort of even fathom that it could be this bad,
Catherine herself has been all over and networked with people all over the world in this worldwide fight against woke governments and their horrendously damaging initiatives.
So we've got them coming over from the International Task Force. So we got Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, I believe, as well.
You've been over to Congress, you've been outside of the World Health Organization with a bunch of other organizations. So you had some people come from Australia, I believe. You had some who were based in America.
Drip, 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 drip. Ever so slowly, that boiling the frog scenario, until we're at this stage now, where you've got
cases where the government have not only tried to take one child out of a parent's care, but both of her children, even when they had no good pretense to do so and were very, very nearly successful. Can we go into those a little bit? Some of the things that you've dealt with in terms of battling the courts and that illustrating that these are real people fighting these battles as well, real parents that, are increasingly being persecuted by the state. One of the ones we just mentioned had 6 attempts to try and take all of her children from her, if I'm not mistaken. She's also been right there in the courtroom supporting parents of mentally disabled children in their fight to have their children removed from these sexually exploitative lessons.
I was actually a Mackenzie friend that day and went into the court with her, so I knew what happened in the court as well. Thankfully, that case was won, and we didn't set precedent for that, because that could have been crucial.
We not only talk about the really, really dark figures behind these movements, your Alfred Kinseys, your John Moneys, and even your intelligence agencies, but also aim to shine a light on the people whom opposed and fought this from the very, very start. I want to go into a bit more detail about Kinsey, and that'll tie us into then maybe like Hugh Hefner and all of the other things which I want to talk about.
Dwayne Tinsley, his name was, right? They used to have this cartoon in there called Chester the Molester.
Obviously, all of this stuff is very dark. We're talking about some very, very dark individuals. Yeah. It's good always to bring it round and remember that there were people trying to fight this, and there are good forces in this as well.
Yeah.
Who is Judith Reisman, if you don't mind me asking? And how, ultimately, this is all related. The pharmaceutical industry, the wider medical industry, the sex industry, how it is all related with top levels of government and intelligence agencies. One of the main targets is your children.
He was given free rein under certain agencies to go in under the MK Ultra project and do these things and then record it. He was a CIA asset as well, see, obviously. He was blackmailing people in the Playboy mansions and stuff, The sex industry is one of the most powerful industries on earth by a million miles because of...
And with governments that will stop at nothing to get unfettered and full control over your children, you, the parent, need to be A, aware of what's going on so you can B, be able to stand against it. I hope today's sit-down will help with both of those things. This is Voice of the Valleys with Catherine Watkins. Enjoy.